In today's video, I'm finally getting to my Best of Beauty 2017. I know it's a little bit late for this. I know you've probably seen 101 videos of this already, but I asked you guys on Twitter if you'd still be interested in hearing some of my top recommendations from last year, and a lot of you were like, yes, please do it. So here I am, you know, the people have spoken. I'm gonna split this video into two different categories because while I was choosing all my beauty favorites, yes, this is all my go-to beauty favorites from the last year, it was just getting a little bit too much, and I still wanted to show you guys my skincare because I feel like 2017 was the year that I really learned more about my skin and got my skin looking like on point. So I will be doing a separate video focused all on skincare, all my favorite skincare products, my hair care, body care, lifestyle favorites, music, etc. Everything that's not beauty will be in that separate video. So definitely let me know if you're interested in seeing that because I hope to share that with you guys as well. And yeah, I just want to quickly say thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed to my channel and shown so much love and support in 2017. Last year was easily one of the best years in my YouTube career and just in my personal life in general, so I have all of you guys to thank for that. And obviously, you know, I thank God first because he allowed me to, you know, experience all of that. 2017 was the first year, or half the year at least, that I decided to go full-time with my YouTube channel, and it was because of you guys that I'm still able to do it right now and just fulfill my passion. So thank you so much. I will be doing a huge 140,000 subscriber giveaway because we did hit 140,000 subscribers yesterday. I just want to show a little bit of my appreciation as best as I can. So look out for that. If you're just checking my channel out for the first time, if this is the first time you're checking my face out, then I'd love it if you would subscribe as well and just continue to support me this year. I have big plans and I really hope that a lot more of you join this family. So please hit the subscribe button down below and also make sure you hit the little bell notification so you're notified every single time I upload. That is the best way that you can guarantee you will see my videos because YouTube be playing us all. Grab a drink, grab a snack, grab coffee, whatever you want. It's gonna be a long one. So yeah, also all the products that I talk about will be listed down below, so definitely check that out if any of these products are of interest to you. So that is it for my spiel. I know it was a little bit of a long intro, but I really just wanted to let out all my gratitude for y'all. So let's get into this video. There's one primer that just kind of stuck out to me, but this is a Fenty Beauty primer. It's called the Pro Filter Primer, I believe, and I love this stuff. The best way I can describe it is a matte moisturizing primer. I know they kind of seem like opposites, but they're really not. This dries matte, but it still feels very moisturizing. It goes on sort of like a lotion. I will do a little small pump over here. So it goes on kind of like a lotion and it blends in really nicely, and it smooths out the pores. It leaves your skin nice and moisturized and not like tight feeling, but it does mattify. So this was like my go-to primer in the wintertime, or sorry, not in the wintertime, in the summertime, and I still continue to use it in the winter. I also love the scent of this stuff. It reminds me slightly of a baby, like a Cabbage Patch doll. You know that Cabbage Patch doll smell? That is exactly what this smells like, and I love it. So it was very hard for me to narrow down like my top favorite foundations because I tried so many foundations this year. Like, I am just waiting to do a makeup declutter because I really have to go through all my collection and just minimalize it because I cannot stare. I can't even fit any more foundation in there. I narrowed it down to 4 foundations that were kind of favorites throughout the year. I would have to say my top foundation of the year is definitely the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Liquid Foundation. I love this so much. I have an entire review of it, so I will have it linked somewhere on the screen over here, as well as down below if you guys want to hear more about it and see a full day wear test on it. So I don't want to go too much into detail. The only con that I do have about it is it oxidizes slightly, so by the end of the day I do start to look a little bit orange, but this is the best long wear foundation I have ever used. like ever. Like I do not get any smile lines, any crease lines. I took this with me to my trip to Philly and I wore that. This was the only foundation I took with me. I didn't even take any to mix. And everyone was like, how do you never get smile lines? Like, teach me your tricks. That's when I knew I was in love. Like, that was the defining factor for me. It has really great ingredients in it as well. It doesn't break up on my skin and I just love it so much. So I'm not gonna blabber too much because I have a whole review on it, but definitely my top pick for the year. I have a couple other favorites. The first one was a favorite of mine towards the beginning half of the year, and this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. It's actually the one that I'm wearing today because I haven't worn it in a while, so I figured I would wear it today just to, you know, make sure it would be okay to put into this video. It is definitely one of the best drugstore foundations I've ever tried. I know a lot of people rave about this. It just really is great. The only con that I have about it is, first of all, it smells like trash. Like, it smells so bad. It smells like straight up like paint. Ugh, it does not smell good. But I promise that it fades on the skin really, really quickly. So if you're looking for a really inexpensive foundation, maybe you're on a budget but still want to like look very flawless and have a foundation last throughout the day, this is definitely the pick for me. I wish I didn't have to mix, but I don't really have a problem with mixing foundations. I'll just do it, especially since this is only $5.99 or $6.99. It's fairly inexpensive, so I can't really complain. I also have a full video and wear test. Well, actually, I'm not sure if it was a wear test, and it photographs beautifully. It looks amazing on the skin. Every time I wore this a lot to events that I went throughout the summer, and everyone was like, what's on your skin? And when I told them it was Wet n Wild, I wish I recorded their faces because it was hilarious. But yeah, I really love that. Another foundation that I've really fallen in love with this year is actually a stick foundation. And I've never really been a huge fan of stick foundations until I tried this one. The Hourglass one is really great as well. That was one I tried this year, but it's a little too thick and like cakey on me sometimes. This one is just like my go-to stick foundation. This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Stick Foundation. But this one I mainly use on days where I want to go for that no makeup look. So days that I don't want to color correct, I have like 5 to 10 minutes to do my makeup, I will literally slap this on, just put it around where I normally would put color corrector, and then just blend it out with a dry beauty blender. And that's why I love this so much, because I don't have to get up and wet my beauty blender and then come down and sit and do my makeup. This works amazingly with a dry beauty blender. So I just kind of sit there, blend it into my skin. You can also use your fingers, and it's such a dream, and I love this so, so much. I would say if you are a working gal who doesn't like to fuss with makeup a lot of the times but still wants your face to look flawless but natural looking, like you're not wearing foundation, try this out. I would highly recommend it. It's great, and it's good to travel with as well because, you know, it's not gonna like leak or anything. The last foundation that I have to talk about is the NARS Sheer Glow. This is actually a funny story. I was at Gen Beauty New York and I had the Fenty foundation, but I wasn't really happy with it. It wasn't really matching me properly. So I went to Sephora and I got a little sample of the NARS Sheer Glow in Macao. And I literally used that the entire time I was in New York, that tiny little sample, and when I came back I bought it because I was in love. Every time I wear this foundation, guys, no joke, I get at least like 3 to 4 comments on my skin. Like, there's something in this that makes your skin look like velvet, and I'm so into it. So yeah, it's amazing. I use the shade Macao in the summer. It's a perfect match. Right now it's a little bit too dark on me. The only con that I have with this, they don't have like my exact shade right now, which is kind of annoying, but then also it does tend to crease around the smile lines if you don't set it properly, which could be very annoying. But for the fact that it just looks like airbrush, like literally Facetune in person, I'm gonna keep using this. And I really want to try their newest foundation to see like how it kind of compares. I hear that lasts a lot longer, so once I do get my hands on that, I will do a full review. But I love the NARS Sheer Glow. It's beautiful. Next is concealer, and I have 2 concealers to share over here. The first one I'm just gonna get out of the way. I'm not really gonna talk about this. It's the Tarte Shape Tape. Everyone and their mother probably put this in their Best of Beauty 2017, but it really is a game changer in the concealer industry. It's amazing. If you haven't tried it, I would highly recommend it. Something that actually really surprised me was the new Colourpop concealers. They came out with this in the summer, I believe. It's great. I love it so much. The shade that I use is is Deep Golden. Yes, it's the one that I'm wearing today, and I just love it so much. It feels very comfortable on the skin. It looks very flawless. It does crease slightly, which is why I like the Tarte Shape Tape like just a hair more. It doesn't crease as much, but this one tends to crease a little bit, but I don't really mind. You could literally just take your finger and go like this and the creases are gone. And I just love this. It's $6. Can't really go wrong. So I have a couple setting powders to share with you guys. The first one I'm going to share is my all-time favorite. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. I have used this a lot on my channel and I really love it. It's the one that I'm wearing today. I find anytime I wear this, it just brings a beautiful light and glow to the under eyes. It is a little bit tricky because if you put too much of this on, like if you bake with it, it will give you flashback. I take a damp beauty blender and I just like push it into my skin. I don't really leave it to bake. It looks so beautiful on the skin. Another powder that comes super close to almost replacing this is the new MAC and Patrick Star Patrick's powder. That one's amazing, but again, it's a 2018 release technically, so didn't really want to talk about it. It's kind of like a banana-y shade, but it's not super yellow, so that's what I like about it. It doesn't add kind of like a weird yellow highlight to your under eyes, and there's powder everywhere. I just really like it. The next powder is actually a drugstore powder. This one was recommended by Alyssa Ashley, but after that video, I went and purchased it because she sold it to me, and I love this powder so much. I can't use this in the winter time. It's a little bit too drying, but in the summer, because it is, oh, what is this called? Sorry, it's the Maybelline Shine Free Loose Setting Powder. This isn't available in Canada, unfortunately. You can find it in the US, but I found it on Amazon. So in the summer, this is really great. It will literally keep you mattified all day and all night. And it's great. But in the wintertime, it is very tight. So if you have dry under eyes, I wouldn't recommend this. But if you're someone with super oily skin, like you need to try this out, especially if you're looking for a more inexpensive alternative than like the Laura Mercier. But speaking of Laura Mercier, they came out with the medium deep setting powder this year, and it's really great. Again, I can't really use this in the winter too much unless it's around my mouth, or else it will tend to look a little orange on me. But in the summer, I got my life with this powder in the summertime. It's so great. Doesn't make you look ashy. It makes you look very airbrushed. It adds almost a slight amount of coverage because of the deep shade. But it doesn't look cakey on the skin, and it just looks so beautiful. So I think they did an amazing job, and I'm so happy they came out with a deep setting powder because, you know, their cult favorite product is the translucent loose setting powder. So I'm really happy they came out with this. I do hope they come out with a medium shade this year, hopefully, like a true medium. This is definitely deep. Even though they call it medium deep, it's definitely just a deep. I really hope they come out with like a tan or medium shade so that I could use it to bake my under eyes. I'm going to talk about bronzer. So I've had one favorite bronzer this year. Obviously my Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil is always going to be a favorite, but this year it's a Bobbi Brown. I mean, you guys probably aren't even surprised if you've watched my channel for a while. This is the best bronzer, honestly, I've ever used. This is the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder. I have two shades. I have deep number 4 and then also dark number 3. So I just kind of use whatever I feel like matches my skin tone. And this is so great. If you haven't tried any Bobbi Brown bronzers yet, I would highly recommend it. If you're a deeper skin tone, like me, or even slightly deeper, and have been struggling to find a really great bronzer, then I would recommend this one. Even if you're lighter though, they have lighter shades, obviously. I think they have about 7 shades? I think it's about 7 shades, 7 or 8. So they have a really great range, and it's just so good. It is pretty pigmented, I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty pigmented, but it does sheer out very nice, so it's not gonna give you like a sharp bronze. It's just like an overall glow. I keep using my hands a lot. That's what I'm just feeling today. And it has a really great mirror. Like, this mirror is actually really good. I usually do my makeup in this because I also use this in my crease. It's actually what I'm wearing in my crease today. I'm not wearing any other eyeshadow in my crease. I just take this with a blending brush after I finish bronzing, and I just kind of run it in my crease and then also on my lower lash line, and I just love the effect that it gives. So I've had one favorite blush throughout the year, but unfortunately it shattered, which is very sad because it was literally my go-to blush this year. This is Risque by Tarte. I really love this. I'm gonna try and show you. It is literally completely shattered. don't know if you could see that. Just a really nice peachy blush that goes with every look. And I'm not a huge blush person. I don't like my blush to be really like shown. I just kind of like it to be there to give a nice glow and rosy flush to my face. And this has definitely been my favorite. So if you're looking for one go-to blush that will go with every single look and will last all day, it is also matte. The Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Risque is your best bet. I really love this. Moving on to highlight. I mean, if you've watched my channel, maybe you can guess it. Bobbi Brown Bronze Glow. Bobbi Brown wins highlights for me for 2018. I have about 6 or 7 of these highlights, like different colors obviously, but Bronze Glow is definitely my favorite. Also their new one in Moon Glow and Afternoon Glow is amazing, so I'd highly recommend them. If you're a woman of color, search Bronze Glow, put it into your cart and buy it right now because you will not regret it. It is the most beautiful, oh my god, it's the most beautiful like highlight ever for deeper skin tones. It literally melts into the skin so nicely, and it does have very slight, it's not glitter, but it's almost like a sparkle to it. So in the sunlight, it looks so good. And I think they just did such an amazing job. It's really, it's not chunky at all. Like Bronze Glow, highly recommend. They are sold out at Sephora, and I don't think they're going to be recarrying it. So if you do want to get your hands on Bronze Glow before they totally discontinue it, go to Bobbi Brown's actual website. I will have the link down below, and pick yourself up one. You will not regret it. You will come back thanking me, I promise you. Then also another highlight that I've really been loving is by Makeup Forever, and they came out with these pans. They're the artist colors, artist face colors, and this one over here, I believe it's called H106, has definitely been a favorite of mine as well. So I will give a swatch kind of next to the Bobbi Brown one so you can compare. It's just more on the golden side than the bronze side. So as you can see over there, it's more like of that champagne gold, and then Bronze Glow kind of just like melts into my skin tone because it is kind of the bronzy shade similar to my skin tone. This I guess could sort of work as a highlight as well. This is the Starlit powder by Makeup Forever as well, and this one is in the shade 15. And this one I used a lot towards the beginning of the year and also throughout the summer, but kind of towards the fall and the winter, I haven't been wearing too much eyeshadow, so I haven't really picked it up. But I will give you a swatch of these. These are like insanely pigmented. Like, okay, I don't really know where to swatch anymore. I'm losing space, but you could see it right over there. Like, look at that. It is the most beautiful sort of like eyeshadow, and you can also use this as a highlight, but I loved using this on my eyes because I generally like pinky tones and rose gold tones on my eyes a lot. I find it just complements my skin tone and everything. This has definitely been a huge favorite, and you'll notice kind of a theme with my eyeshadows. I tend to stick with like the rose golds and the pinks. So you know what, we're already on eyeshadow, so let's just continue. Another favorite one, which kind of works in the same family, I sometimes use them together. This is by Colourpop. I love the Super Shock shadows from Colourpop. They're one of my favorite formulas for eyeshadow in general because I tend to stick with a lot of mattes. When I go out to events and stuff, I like to put kind of like a shimmer all across the lids, and Colourpop has never failed me. This one is in the shade Sequin, and it adds the most beautiful sparkle to the eyes. This one is definitely very like rose gold pink, like it's pretty pigmented. It has quite a strong base. Is it gonna focus on my hand or just my face? Okay, there we go. But yeah, it's that same sort of sparkle. There's something about sparkle. I just love that on my eyes so much. So this is I actually narrowed it down to one eyeshadow palette, so I'm quite proud of myself. This is the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes eyeshadow palette, and this is what it looks like if you guys aren't familiar with it yet. I love this so much, and it's kind of been the only eyeshadow palette I've been traveling with, mainly because it just has all the mattes you need, and then I will just take, like, for example, one shimmer with me, or, you know, that Bobbi Brown shimmer just to kind of add something to the eyes, or even just use my highlight. This has everything I could possibly need, and I love it so much. This replaced my Sweet Peach palette, so I was actually going to include the Sweet Peach palette in this video as well, but then I realized I stopped using it ever since I got this, because the only shades that I was really using in the Sweet Peach palette were the two mattes. And then when they came out with this, I'm like, I literally have all those colors and more. So yeah, I'm kind of wearing this on the eyes. As you can see, like, it's really smoky on my lower lash line, kind of out there. That's what I used on my lower lash line. I used chocolate dipped and peach tart, and I also kind of did a soft wing liner with chocolate dipped, and I just love the quality of these shadows. They're amazing. I love the fact that it comes with a mirror. Wow, that mirror is filthy. This was the only mirror I traveled with when I went to Philly over the holiday as well, and I did my makeup in this every single morning for 10 days straight. So this is where it's at. Even Jackie Aina raves about it, and when Jackie Aina raves about something, you know you gotta have it. That was so dramatic. I love that. This is the Tarte Amazonian clay waterproof brow pencil, and I use the shade medium brown. I've talked about this in the past before. I really love it. I have purchased like so many of these. I currently have 2 because I'm scared of ever running out. They are the best brow pencils I've ever used, not because of like the formula. It is part because of the formula, but I find just the shade is perfect. I personally like lighter brown brows. I don't really like using a dark brown or like an ashy brown. I like kind of that warm medium brown, and that is what I used on my eyebrows today. But what is really a game changer is the Anastasia clear brow gel. I don't know why I took so long to try this. I'm honestly quite mad at myself because this is amazing. This has really changed my brow game. This was actually a little sample size that I got in a 100-point perk from Sephora. And I do have the full size, but this is still going strong. I've had this since August. Yeah, I've had this since either the end of July. Yeah, since the end of July, and it's still going strong. So if you can ever get your hands on the sample size for free, definitely get it because it will last you a long time. Get multiple so you never actually have to buy the full size. The only main difference is that the brush is slightly smaller on this one, as you can see, but I actually find that to be a little better because, you know, if you don't have a lot of brow hair, it can be easy to kind of get in there with the smaller brush. I stopped using a lot of black liquid liner, and I started experimenting with different shades like reds and browns and things like that. So my top kind of colored favorite was definitely by Bobbi Brown. This is the Golden Bronze Sparkle. This is really pretty because not only is it a deep brown, but it also has a sparkle to it. So it looks very different. I use this a lot in the summer, and it just added a beautiful kind of sheen to the eyes and a sparkle, and it just looks so beautiful. But another liner that I would highly recommend from last year is the Milani Stay Put Matte 17-Hour Wear Liquid Liner. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find this in Canada, but I know it's easily accessible in the US. You can find it online though. This is the best long wear matte drying foundation. Matte drying foundation liquid liner that I have tried in a long time, and it is drugstore, which is awesome. At first there is a bit of a learning curve with the brush because it's like hard, but then just at the tip it's very flimsy, which is kind of odd, but I mean you get over it very quickly, and I think it's great. So if you're looking for a black liquid liner that dries matte and is super long wearing, I would highly recommend this one from Milani. So on to mascara. I purposely didn't wear lashes today because I wanted to show you my lashes. I have quite a few lash related products to talk about. Actually, you know what? The first one I want to talk about is something that really changed my lash game, and this is Grande Lash MD. I was never really a believer of these lash growth serums or, you know, these growth serums in general until I tried this, and this stuff, guys, is amazing. I was such a skeptic. You don't understand. I was even watching videos like, these people are probably paid, these people are probably lying, until I tried it myself. Guys, my lashes, I'm not wearing any lash extensions, okay? I didn't even curl my lashes. I didn't do anything to my lashes but put on mascara. Part has to do with the amazing mascara as well, but my lashes have never looked this long and full, like, ever. I feel like if I used it more, I wasn't very consistent with it, and I feel like if I was very consistent with it, I would have seen even better results, but the results that I've already seen, like, already convinced me enough to repurchase this. So Grande Lash MD, if you're someone who struggles with lashes and, you know, just wants longer and fuller looking lashes, then I would highly recommend trying this out. It is quite pricey, but it's definitely worth it. I've seen the results and it's amazing. But anyways, moving on to mascara, I have 2 favorites and they're pretty much dupes of each other. Well, the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal is a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex. But this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. If I were to choose which one is better, I would definitely say the Too Faced one is worth the money, only because I can use this on its own and it looks beautiful, but when I use this, I have to use some sort of kind of like lengthening mascara with it as well. But, you know, it's good enough on its own. But together, like, that's the combination that I'm wearing today. I'm wearing both of them together, and it just, wow, it's amazing. Both the brushes are fairly similar. Like, they did not even try to make this look different, like from the packaging to the brush to everything. They look pretty much identical. Like, I honestly can't even tell too much looking at them. Like, this one is slightly, like the Too Faced one is slightly fatter, and the bristles are a lot softer, but like, I mean, the Too Faced one is like $30 Canadian, and the Lash Paradise is like 10 bucks at Walmart, so to each their own. But I think these were definitely the best performing mascaras for me in 2017, so I would highly recommend them. My two favorite lashes over here, the first one is by Velour Lashes, and this is in the style Serendipity. These are the lashes that I always go back to. They're the most natural looking dramatic lashes, if that makes sense at all. Anytime I wear this, I get asked what is on my lashes, and I have been wearing these since September or August, and I just love them so much. They look like this, and they are just the perfect pair of lashes. So if you've ever wanted to try and get your hands on at least one good pair of lashes, I would highly recommend Velour. I think they're just like, their engineering with the lashes is just on point. Like, they do a really, really great job. And I actually do have a coupon code that can save you 15% off your entire purchase at Velour. Not on Sephora though, like, it has to be on the Velour website, and it's just Aysha Velour. But my second favorite pair are actually by one of my friends, and this is by Doa Dawood Cosmetics. I met her in New York at Gen Beauty as well, and this is in the shade Dawn. She actually launched this like right after we got back. She launched this right when we got back from Gen Beauty, but these are definitely my favorite pair out of the entire collection. And I love these so much. So these are in the style Dawn. I think, again, they're very similar to the Serendipity ones, but these ones are just slightly longer, slightly more dramatic, and it just adds something to the eyes. Like, I don't know what it is. It just makes your eyes look very doe-eyed and just like, oh, they just look so good. So I wore these a ton. But last but not least for the eyes, and then I will get into lips and then one setting spray. Or actually, I have a couple setting sprays. Mainly just two. But anyways, lastly for the eyes, this is the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. Mine is in the shade Smoldering Satin, and it looks like this. And I love this. I use this a lot this year, actually. I will give you guys a swatch. It's basically like it has a base of like a taupey shade, but then it just has like a ton of glitter on top. So if you're someone who likes the look of glittery eyeshadow, but just hates dealing with like putting on a glitter glue and then, you know, tapping it on and then having to deal with glitter all over your face for the rest of the day, get this, because it has everything in there and all you do is swipe it on and it looks beautiful. So this is the shade Smoldering Satin. And I wore this to a lot of weddings that I attended this summer, and a lot of you guys in my vlogs were asking what was on my eyes, and it was most likely always this. I'm like running out of energy right now because I need food. But we're almost done. Let's get through this. I have quite a lot of lip products to talk about. So I actually had the opportunity to go into the Bite Beauty Lip Lab, both here in Toronto, but this one I actually made in New York, and I got to create my own custom lip color, which was amazing. They have this bespoke program, bespoke service, and then also a customized service. So I did the bespoke where, you know, you literally come up with the shade exactly, and I wanted to replicate Dose of Colors cork. I just gave her this and I was like, give me a lipstick in this, because although I love this shade, it can be a little bit drying since it's a liquid lipstick. So I will give you guys a swatch comparison side by side. This one over here, oops, this one over here is the Dose of Colors, and this one is the one that I made with Bite Beauty. I don't want to talk about this too much because it is a custom shade, but I would highly recommend going into the Bite Beauty Lip Lab if you are, I don't know, if you want to gift yourself something one day or even gift someone else. I think it's a really cool experience, and I got to make, you know, my perfect, literally perfect nude. Like, I don't wear this with a lip liner. I have gloss on right now, but it's okay. I just put this on and I'm out the door, and it's like my perfect nude, and I could not be happier with it. And then I will either put Fenty Beauty Glow, what's this called? Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow, and this is definitely my favorite product in the entire line of Fenty Beauty, this and the primer as well. This gloss, like, I said this in a vlog before, if you did not have this gloss yet, you played yourself. You honestly did. It's the best gloss I have ever found. So moisturizing, it smells amazing, it feels amazing, and it's like super glossy. It's the best gloss in the world. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. But another gloss that comes close to it is by e.l.f. actually, surprisingly. I have two of these because I thought I lost one, so I got another one and then I found the other one. But this is in Champagne Glam, and I use this a lot on top of pretty much any lipstick. And this is really, really pretty. I would highly recommend this if, you know, the Fenty Beauty one is a little bit outside of your price range. This one is kind of, it's supposed to be a lip plumping gloss, so it does kind of sting. I let my cousin use this once and she was like, what do you mean it kind of stings? Like, it really stings. But it's basically like a clear gloss with just a touch of like a peachy tone to it, and it has some gold shimmer in it as well, so it looks very, very good on the lips. It looks very pouty, and I mean, it's inexpensive too. I'm just gonna layer everything in this video. I think I would still go with the Fenty one, but this is so inexpensive, like, you can afford to have both. I love this one. So definitely start out with the e.l.f. one if you're looking for that perfect gloss, especially that would pair nicely with nudes. I feel like I'm getting gloss all up in my teeth right now. So those were basically my nudes of the year. And then I have two, or actually I have three colored ones. So the first two are actually by Sephora collection, and this one is in number 25 and this one is in number 43. So these were kind of like my go-tos for kind of throughout the year. This one I wore both in the summer, in the fall, and the winter. It's a really beautiful, like, deep cranberry. Actually, not really cranberry, like a deep burgundy. Doesn't have very much red to it. It's just like a true deep, vampy. Love it so much. I will try to insert like a picture over here or something of me wearing it so you can see what it looks like on the lips. And then this one, number 25, it was kind of like my go-to color for the summertime when I wanted to wear a red. But yeah, this is like a burnt orange, and oh, it's so beautiful. I got my cousin Sarah to get this as well, and she loves it just as much. It reminds me actually of the new Fenty one that just released, but yeah, I love these, and these are super, super, super comfortable, and they dry completely matte as well. And then last but not least is by Maybelline. This is their Superstay Matte Ink liquid lipstick, and these are definitely the most long-lasting lipsticks I've ever tried in my life, like, ever. And the fact that it comes from the drugstore, so it's super inexpensive. So when you first put it on, it doesn't dry matte, but eventually the shine kind of does go away. It feels very, like, thick when you first put it on, but then once it dries, it is quite comfortable, and you can eat, and you can, you know, there's zero transfer. It's just, it's the best liquid lipstick I've ever tried, and I'm so happy that it comes from the drugstore as well, because you don't have to spend a fortune for good long wearing makeup. So Maybelline did an amazing job with this line. If you haven't tried a color from it yet, I would highly recommend it. They also have a deeper red one, which is beautiful, especially for this time of year, but for the summertime, this is a really fun kind of like orangey red color just to brighten up your look. Okay, I have two setting sprays that I wanted to talk about. One is actually from the drugstore. This is the Pixi Glow Mist, and this has propolis and argan oil. I like to use this when I want to add more dew to my skin, so I won't actually set my entire face, but I will kind of use this as like a dewy spray. So I will just put like 4 or 5 sprays on each side, kind of like on my highlight areas, and it will add a beautiful glow. It reminds me of the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. I've only used a sample of that, but it reminds me a lot of it, and it's like way cheaper. It literally has like a layer of argan oil on the top, so it is quite oily. If you have oily skin, I'd probably stay away from this, but I do really love it. But another primer, another setting spray is the Photo Finish Primer Water by Smashbox. I only started using this maybe like 2.5 months ago, and it's already like almost done, which is insane. That's how much I've been using it. I love this so much, and I will definitely keep repurchasing this. I just love the way it feels on the skin. I find it sets your makeup really, really nicely. It reminds me of the MAC Fix Plus, but it does, like, the shine and the oil kind of goes away, and leaves your skin just very hydrated and fresh feeling. So you can use this before or after makeup. I kind of use it before makeup, like after I add a primer. I add this on top just to add more like moisture. And then after as well to, you know, add more moisture. So that is pretty much it for this video. It's been a long one. thank you if you stayed till the end of it. I really appreciate you. Use a real one. Let me know in the comments down below like 5 of your top favorite products from 2017. I just got cut off for the second time. I definitely need to go. But yeah, as I was saying, I really want to know your recommendations because a lot of the time I do pick up things that you guys want me to try or have worked for you in the past and, you know, want to see my thoughts on it as well. So please let me know your top 5 products from 2017 down below so I can check them out as well. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a big thumbs up, and again, I will have all the products I mentioned linked down below for your convenience. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are still not subscribed by the end of this video, you literally just watched like an over 30-minute video. There is no reason for you to not be subscribed to my channel, so I would just really appreciate it if you take a second, just click the subscribe button, and I will be very happy. So thanks for watching, guys. I love you so much. I hope that this year is even better than the last, inshallah, for all of us. And yeah, thank you for everything. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.